See what he has to say.
About time you woke up. We were ready to toss you into the fire with the others, but it looks like you made it. I am Mordo, the caretaker of the Crypt of Death now, and you are the Lich King's slave no more. Speak with Shadow Priest Sarvis in the chapel at the base of the hill. He will tell you more of what you must know. No other race on Azeroth has suffered as much as our people, priest. To laugh in the face of death has become second nature for all of us. Another of the Walking Dead, Must have been quite a shock, waking up in the crypt with only Cold and Mordo to greet you. I see the confusion on your face. Let me try to explain our situation to you. We have been freed from the control of the Lich King by our new leader, Lady Sylvanas. The Dark Lady guides us in our war against the hated Scourge and our holdouts of humanity who dog our every step. Ooh. We are forsaken, at the war with the Lich King's army of the Scourge, necronomically raised armies of the undead foul beasts of the north and tormented specters. The northern part of the village has become overrun with the mindless ones, and they must be destroyed. Destroy them! Show them no mercy. Our former brothers and sisters, as they might be, the fallen are nothing but the Lich King's slaves. No other race on Azeroth has suffered as much as our people, priest. To laugh in the face of death has become second nature for all of us. It is unfortunate that the Scourge cannot be brought into the fold. Their large numbers ahead would be useful in the battles ahead. But they would not join us, so we have no choice but to destroy them. I think I messed up. Well, you are out dealing with the mindless Scourge. This scroll arrived for you. I think it's of some matter of importance, as it seems it bears the seal of the priest trainer, Durston. I would take some time to read it before heading out again. Alright. What other quest do you have? You've shown some potential to the Forsaken under normal circumstances, Spellspeaker. Now let's see you under pressure. The rattle-cage skeletons, more mindless minions of the Lich King, are a tougher foe than the zombies you have faced thus far. Again, thin their numbers and prove yourself to the Forsaken. Do not tarry. When you are done, speak to me.
Feel blessed that your spirit was not released to the Nether, Spellspeaker. Feel even more blessed that I decided you were worth the effort to write this scroll for. The people you once knew, perhaps even cared for, are no longer. You must learn to live with that for the rest of your life. Of your now unnatural life. I suggest you learn to deal with that first. If you think you're ready for the trials ahead, then seek me out in the Church of Death now. Miss Elreth.
My duties include tending to the wounded warriors, tailoring armor and cloths, and assisting Shadow Priest Sarvis with whatever else he might need. From the look of it, you'll be enlisted in his service also, hunting the mindless ones, if I know his mind. Well, if you'd like to stay in one piece, and I've no doubt you do, perhaps I can help. I'm running out of paws and wings, and if you bring me some, I'll find some armor for you. You'll find a good number of wolves and bats to the south.
What can this insignificant service do for you, Spellspeaker? Training, perhaps? So between fire, plague, rioting, and much worse, one more of the faithful comes to my door. Well, let me bid you welcome, priest, and allow me a moment to explain a thing or two to you before it's time for you to seek whatever drives you forward. The holy light no longer concerns you. The spirits of your forefathers are fairy tales, and creatures from the Nether don't want you. Do you understand me so far? There is only one thing you must know. We have survived through will alone. It is faith in ourselves that separates us from others, and with our powers we will cause great change in all of Azeroth. The weak will come to lean on you. The lepers will call you Lord, and the ignorant will look to you for guidance. It is my duty to make sure you have the necessary tools, so when the time comes, you are prepared. As you grow in experience, seek me out. I will gladly teach you powers if you are ready.
I am finished with you, Spell Speaker. You have shown yourself to be worthy of the freedom that you have been given. Many will stand against you for what you have become, but know that no matter what they may try to do against us, we are free and will not be shackled again. Take these and be on your way. You have much to accomplish, priest. Thank you, Spell Speaker. This armor should help you out. Hopefully it will do you more good than the last one to wear it. My friend, Myla Phipps, lived with her husband Samuel before the plague, but when the plague came, Samuel succumbed and joined the Scourge's ranks. Myla was spared an undeath, only to die at the hands of her now mindless husband. So strong was her love, however, that her last dying wish was to be buried with her beloved Samuel. Samuel Phipps roams at a ruined camp along the road northwest of the Death Knell. Defeat him, and grant Myla's wish. Bury him at her grave in the first row of our graveyard.
One of our greatest struggles is obtaining the natural resources we need to survive. Gold was scarce, even in the height of the Alliance's power. There is a gold mine to the northwest that has been overrun with spiders. We need gold from the mine, but we can't very well get it while the spiders are crawling around in there. I've not much manpower to commit to the task, so we'll just have to do it little by little. Get up there and see what you can do for us, Spell Speaker. You there! If you're looking for something to make yourself useful, then listen up. We need to fresh out of the ground recruits to head into Death Knell and search for any sort of useful equipment. Most likely they'll be in stacks of boxes. We expect more recruits to be rising soon, and unless we want them to struggle about naked, we had better get to scavenging. Well, get to work, you miserable bag of bones. I'm not going to road those without some muscle.
You have done a good deed today, Spell Speaker. Although our struggle against the Scourge continues, let us hope that Myla and Samuel find peace together in their final resting place.
Have you managed to scavenge up some useful items for us? There is no shame in reusing that which has been tossed aside. No one is going to give us any handouts. We Forsaken will fend for ourselves. Great work, Spell Speaker. I knew you weren't useless. Here, have one of the better items I found under the lots that you've collected so far.
Well, it's a start. It'll take a few weeks or months to fully clean out the infestation. After that, we'll have to get down there with some torches to burn away the webbing. Yeah, there's a lot of webbing. You've done your duty well, Spell Speaker. I'm sure I can find something else for you to do. You'll be happy to know we appear to be making progress in the mine, thanks in no small part to your efforts. We can now turn our eyes to other concerns. My scouts have reported that a detachment of the Scarlet Crusade is setting up a camp southeast of here. The Scarlet Crusade is a despicable organization that hunts us, and they will not rest until every undead, Lich King, Scourge, or no, is destroyed. We must strike first. Be careful, their unholy zeal makes them dangerous adversaries. There are many lessons that the Forsaken have learned through experience, things that some races can only begin to fathom. And although our path lies in darkness, you will find that a great many things rely on both the light and the dark. Your lessons shall teach us to use both, and with discretion. But heed my words. Never forget that we were forged in corruption and left to rot like so much carrion. The darkness is our home. Seek out Dark Cleric Beryl and Brill when you're ready to learn more. Those fools, they happily send themselves to their own graves. If only they'd listen to reason, eh, Spell Speaker? Perhaps we could sit them down for reasonable discourse. Ha! Light-blinded fools. Reports from my superiors in Brill indicate that an agent of the Scarlet Crusade was dispatched from the Scarlet Monastery and sent here to Death Knell. According to my reports, the messenger possesses important information on his person. I do not have further details, but whatever it is, we must have it. You are the most qualified person I have to send, Spell Speaker. Find that messenger and bring me whatever information you can. Disperse information as you deem necessary. Tirisfal Regional Command, Captain Melrose, Captain Vakion, Captain Perrine. Directives by the order of the High Lord. Captain Perrine, further fortify your position at the Southwest Temple as designated. Additional supplies will be dispatched at a later date. In the meantime, materials should be obtainable from the surrounding farms. Also, further reconnaissance and information should be gathered about the organization of the undead in Brill. Captain Vakon, there appears to be increased movement by the undead near the northern tower. This insurgence must be dealt with and decisively dealt with. Captain Melrose, there are concerns about the level of organization of the undead near the borders of the Plaguelands. A fresh group of men will be dispatched to your position in the coming weeks. Glory to the light. Glory unto the light. Well, let's see what you've got. Begins to rifle through the documents. Some news of their exploits against us, worthless. Scouting reports, new orders. Continue to build up a camp near the ruined city. Nothing we didn't already know. Ah, what's this? A map of the dispositions of some of their field agents and commanders. We can use this. These will need to be taken to my superior, Executor Zygond in Brill. With this information, we'll be able to deal a decisive blow to the Scarlet Crusade. Your services have been useful here in Deathnell, but I need someone to deliver this to Zygond, and I believe he'll be able to find you more appropriate work. Take the road north out of Deathnell. Soon, after entering Tirisfal proper, you'll hit a crossroads. Take the eastern fork and keep going east. You'll pass Coldhoof Manor along the way.
Master wants weeds. Us gots big hands and not good at picking. You help us and we not hurt you. Us need gloomweed. Many weeds around here and near road. When you have gloomweed, you take to Master Holland in Brill Graveyard.
What have we here? You look like a fledgling priest. If you hope to prove yourself to the Dark Lady, you need to learn the ways of the Forsaken. To the west you'll find a farm. Humans infest the land like mold on a rotting corpse. And worst yet, the Scarlet Crusade patrols nearby from the tower. Teach those scum a lesson and steal 10 of their precious pumpkins. Once you have 10, take them to Apothecary John in Brill.
Hey mate, do a favor for a young man who's been fighting more than his fair share of mindless zombies and spiders. I got this here letter that needs to go to Brill, to an innkeeper named Renee something or another, doesn't really matter. None of what her last name is. Anyways, it's a nice cozy place full of victims of the plague trying to make their way in the world. And it be a great spot for you to rest too if the need arises. You should check it out. And, you do, and I'll pay you well.
Urge have trickled into the Tirisfal glades and infested the area west of Brno near the old bridge. Go there and beat back the rotting dead and ravaging corpses you find. Scatter their bones and bring back their putrid claws, and the death gods will reward you. Where's that useless abomination? Either you have what I need, or you'd best get out there and find it. What's this? Gloomweed? I have no need for gloomweed. That mindless mass of flesh out there is picking daisies and convincing the lady knows how many dupes like you into doing the same. No offense. Very well. You're here now, and that's all that matters. Since I'm not going to bother trying to explain things to that abomination, how about you collect what I really need? Doomweed. So you can see the predicament that I'm in, Spellspeaker. That thing is out there collecting the wrong weeds. I'll make it worth your while to gather what I need. Bring back to me enough doomweed, and I'll give you a suitable reward. It is my understanding that they like to plague the floor near the mass gravesites to the north of Brill Graveyard. Hurry and be mindful of the gnolls in the area. Yes, what do you want? Ah, yes, this is very good. You've done well in obtaining this information, Spellspeaker. Names of the officers in the Tirsfall Glades. Imagine the blow we could deal to the morale of those bloody zealots if we were to kill their leaders in one swift strike. The documents Executor Aaron provided are just the break we needed in our battle with the wretched Scarlet Crusade. We now know their exact locations throughout Tirsfall Glades. But the Death Guard has larger concerns. The Lich King's armies grow in number each night. We need someone with initiative, like yourself, to drive the Scarlet Crusade to the grave. Prove to me that you are capable of serving the Dark Lady by traveling west to the tower past Soledin Farmstead and slay 10 Scarlet Warriors.
Wanted, Magatai. A foul beast, even by Gnoll standards, Magatai has been sentenced to death for his crimes against the Forsaken. This despicable villain has been stealing corpses for us by the Lich King's army. Magatai was last seen pillaging the lands near Garrett's Haunt to the north of Brill. The town of Brill hereby offers a reward to the capable soul who shall carry out the execution. Show executors like him the villain's power once the deed is done. Mercy is for the weak.
Rest your weary bones for a spell. Yes, what is it? The Forsaken, they certainly do have huge appetites. Make yourself at home, yes, rest those weary bones. My name's Renee, if you need anything at all. Oh, well, that's her. Wonderful news. I have been waiting on word from my dear old mother in Dathnell. Such a saint she is. I wonder how she's holding up. What? Too cheery? Not buying it, are you? Well, get lost then. It's really no business. Here's a letter from them anyway. Get lost. Come back when you've got some coin to spend, loafer. Next thing you know, you'll be coming back to rest after a long day's adventure or some stupid thing like that.
Finally, you've arrived. Your faith alone will not allow you to pass the trials before you, young one. A sense of urgency and some ambition will help too. Our power comes from darkness and shadow, Spellspeaker. But that is not your only role. You have acknowledged that there is merit in knowing the healing arts. This is wise. But before you can know the dark, you must also know the light. And for this I have a test for you. North of the cemetery is a wounded death god Nell. He has protected us from gnolls for some time and he needs healing, but you must also fortify his body before he can return to duty. Do both with your spells and then return to me.
The mass graves southwest of Garn's Haunt to the north were made to accommodate the impressive number of deaths Tirsfall suffered when the plague first came. The bodies in those graves have so far been spared an undeath, but the Scourge now send rot-hide gnolls to gather the corpses and use them to bolster their armies. This cannot be allowed. Your task is twofold. Slay the rot-hides at the mass grave in Garn's Haunt, and gather from them the embalming ichor that gives them life. Lady Sylvanas has called upon this Royal Apothecary Society. The Dark Lady believes our knowledge, coupled with the newfound magic, will provide the key to Arthas's demise. She has challenged us to concoct a new plague, a plague deadlier than any ailment on Azeroth. This new disease will bring Azeroth's Scourge army to ruin. My studies show that the blood of the beasts might prove to be the key. Bring me 5 vials of the Darkhound blood, so I may test my theories. What? You want money? I don't owe you any money. Letter? What letter? Oh, you want to fight then? Alright, mate, let's do this. Don't owe you any money. Okay, give me a minute to rest up. You done and beat me, I'm good. Incredible! What skill! Thought you'd be easy prey, Spellspeaker. Got me good, you did. Here's the coin I promised. Not as much as I said it'd be, but that's on account of you lying to you in the first place. Have you completed the task with which I have charged you? Do you have those putrid claws? Yeah, I did your chores, man. Well done. I regret not being there to see you smash those undead into a rotting pulp. It's a little morbid. The Scourge are trying to form a base at the Agmand Hills Mills. If they do, then they can stage further attacks within Tirsfall. The orders have been given. The scourge in the mills must be destroyed. Go to the mills. Collect notched ribs from the rattle cage and cracked skulls from soldiers, and blackened skulls from dark-eyed bone-casters. To get to the mills, follow the road west. After crossing the bridge, take the next fork north, then keep going north. When you see windmills, the battle will begin. Death God Simma sent word that you were going to provide me with some much-needed reagents. Were you able to gather 10 pumpkins yet, Spell Speaker? You have performed your bidding well, young priest. You are proving yourself to be quite an asset to the Dark Lady's army. Harmless pumpkins, right? Or so it would seem. If we are to defeat Arthas's advances from the north and the human infestation from the south, we need to start realizing the full potential of our gift of undeath. With a little ingenuity, a simple pumpkin becomes an agent for our Dark Lady. This pumpkin laced with my latest formula will prove to be quite a treat. Yet another Scarlet Zealot has been captured and is being kept in the cellar of the Gallows End Tavern. Take this pumpkin to the fool. Have you collected 5 vials of Darkhound blood yet, Spell Speaker? Time is fleeting. You have done well, Spell Speaker, and I thank you for your efforts. While you were collecting samples for me, my experiments led me to realize that more reagents will be required for this new disease to spread properly. Poisoning some hapless victim is child's play. Plaguing an entire world proves to be much more complicated. I will need 5 Vilefin scales from Murlocs in the vicinity. You will find the creatures along the coast to the north or the west. Most excellent priest, your skill in the art of combat is undeniable. The strategic documents from Executor Aaron contain all the details we need to wipe the human infestation from the lands.
Are you sure about that?
According to the information, the Scarlet Crusade has assigned Captain Perrin and a brigand to the ruined tower southwest of Brill. Kill Perrin along with 3 zealots and 3 missionaries, and report back to
Executor Zygon tells me you've been out killing Scarlet Crusaders. Tirishor Glades is crawling with them. Varimathras, lieutenant to the Dark Lady, is seeing to it personally that the scum of Azeroth, the human race, gets wiped into oblivion. Here in Tirishor Glades we face a particularly annoying breed of humans, the Scarlet Crusade. Venture forth and wage an offensive on the Scarlet Crusade, priest. Bring me back 10 Scarlet Insignia rings as proof of your loyalty to Varimathras and the Dark Lady. Stay away, foul and unholy creature. May the light protect me. The Scarlet Crusade shall rid Azeroth of your...
Oh, wait. Is that food for me?
I'm so hungry. By the light, finally some food, sweet, sweet pumpkin. Sweet, sweet pumpkin, I don't feel right. My mind, my flesh, I'm rotting.
It's so cold now. The plague of undeath crawls through my veins like an icy serpent. The mindless state will be upon me soon, but no doomed destiny will prevent me from serving our Dark Lady. When the call arose, I sewed body bags for the fallen soldiers of Sylvanas' mighty army. Now my hands shake from the chill. If you would bring me 5 dusk-backed pelts and some coarse thread, I could sew myself a blanket. Help me, Spell Speaker, so that I may continue to serve the cause.